today is a little bit different. Got my co-host Spencer with his little titties. Basically, we're going to be answering a question: is are pre-2003 cars, older cars, coming back into fashion? Spencer, what do you think? Do you think older cars coming back into fashion?
I think they're coming back into fashion. I mean, 90s cars have already gone through the phase of coming into fashion, and I think it's just getting bigger and bigger.
It is.
Back in the day, they were scrap cars, weren't they?
It is.
Back in the early 2000s, they started becoming scrap cars, and no one wanted them. And I think they are starting to come back a bit better.
Yeah. I mean, as you can see behind us, we do have a few here. Not as many as we would hope, but there are some really nice cars here. So we're going to just walk down. And Spencer, first things I see is Mark V Fiesta.
You like a Mark V Fiesta?
Yeah, but it's completely original.
I know it's completely original. You've had a few. Right?
I've had two. I've only had two.
That is true.
Right? It's completely original in red, not one spot of rust.
No, it's clean.
Right.
It is clean.
And it's actually a really nice car.
The colour pops. It really does.
It does in the sun.
It is, right? And normally...
Did you wait there? Hold up. Did you just say the colour pop because you've seen the pop out windows?
No,
Are you sure?
But that's a good point, right? But to me, like, these cars at this age, they normally sunpaint really badly, especially if this was Vauxhall. If this was Vauxhall in red...
It's normally, rust is normally on these arches here.
They always
But as you can see, they're actually really good.
surprisingly.
But I mean... But we're going to get this on the channel at a later date, so we won't walk around this too much.
No, but it's a nice car, and again, you don't see them anymore.
No, you don't.
Right? You see Mark 6s, Mark 7s, everyone buys a Mark 7.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I think they're the worst car in the car scene. People might hate, I personally absolutely despise it.
I mean, yeah, Mark 7, I mean, Mark 6 maybe. But anyway, moving on, we've got your little
Got the Holden, which ever since it last
knows.
on camera, I've done quite a few bits to it.
Yeah,
some really nice wheels, but
again, we could do an update video on that.
Yeah, we'll do an
genuine
update
import
video.
from Australia,
and I'll clean it next time.
but it is essentially a Corsa B.
It is literally a Corsa B, but from Australia. That's all it is.
So yeah, we've got that.
Next to it, we've got a newer Corsa, right? And I like it. It's quite high powered for what it is. But you'll
Don't
find
say too much because they'll find out about that next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about it more next week.
So we'll introduce that to the channel next week, so that'll be fine. We'll get that on next week and you'll see that one.
And it's not quite old enough for what we're trying to do right now, but it was nice for him to turn up and have a good chat.
Yeah, but then we got my shit paint job, obviously. Yeah, rubbish paint job.
Professionally done, my friend. I'll let you know, I painted the best panels on this car.
What, the bumper?
The bumper, the wing, the mirror.
The bumper. But no, yeah, again, of course, be old enough, very cheap, easily accessible.
And another one that, again, a couple of years ago, 200 quid scrap. Right? You can pick them up any day of the week off an old lady. Nowadays, they are starting to come back into fashion and they're slowly going up in value, but I think it's a few more years until they get a bit more popular.
I mean, I did get that from an old lady, kind of.
You did, yes.
So it's fine.
And so did I, you were there.
And it came from this, you know, she used it to the shops and low mileage. But then next to mine, we've got the Accord Estate.
Yeah, an Accord Aero deck, right? These are becoming very rare. You don't see them nowadays.
B16.
And they were another one that, when they first came out, people liked them, but didn't really buy too many. And nowadays, because they're now getting rare, I think they look fucking gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful.
I quite like the blue on white combo there, though.
Oh yeah,
I think the blue on white looks pretty good.
See, for me, I like the spoiler.
Yeah.
The spoiler, right, it perks up almost as much as Josh's nipples, right? And you'll see that soon.
Yeah, I suppose Josh has got a little big rocket nips, you know, as we call him.
Got some big old rockets. But it's a gorgeous car, and it's one of them that when it was new, people looked at it and went, oh, it's nice, it's new, it's comfortable, it's a good family car. But there were so many other competitors at the time that it wasn't the best car to buy for its money. Nowadays, they're nice, cheap, easy to afford, nice on insurance, and practical, and look lovely.
But, Spencer, next we've got a Bugatti Subaru.
Yes, now
2-litre turbo, all-wheel drive.
I know that you like a Subaru,
but right? I'm not keen on the Bugatti though. But no, it's not bad.
We both prefer the Menai.
Yeah, but 2-litre turbo, all-wheel drive, 2003. Well, 52 plate, but 2003.
They're one of them cars that you can go anywhere in and don't care.
Well, You say you can go anywhere in it, providing the head gasket don't go.
That's a good point.
But yeah, so you got that. That's also a nice little older car.
And again, I don't think they ever really went out of fashion, these Subarus.
No.
They stayed in fashion quite a lot.
Yeah.
People have always owned them, and there's quite a big community for Subarus.
But there's only one bad thing I think about this shaper.
Go on.
The fact that they didn't put a meaty spoiler on the back of them.
No, they
They
didn't.
kind of ruined it.
Well, they
Put a
did,
smaller
but
spoiler.
not on this one.
Yeah. But next to us, we've got a white chaser. Everyone loves the chaser. You've seen it on the channel already.
And if you haven't, check out the video.
Yeah, if you haven't, check out one of the videos. I'll put the link in the description.
This is one of them that, when they came out, I don't think the Chaser was in the UK, but someone can correct me.
Instead of a 2JZ.
Yeah, right. And yeah, they were. I believe they were import only, and because of that, hardly any came over here.
No,
And in the
this has
last-
been in the UK for about a year, I think, Liz.
Yeah.
Again, you have to check the previous video that we did on it, but I think it was imported from Japan about a year
Something.
ago.
But I think it was in the last about 5 years that imported. No, not even that. About 3 years that imported Japanese cars have gone through the roof.
Yes, but next year this will be 25 years old,
Which means they'll
which
be
means
imported.
it can be imported to America.
That's exactly it.
Which you can mark my words, probably going to double, if not triple, the price of this car.
So, it's a good and bad thing because whoever owns them are in it bank big time,
Yeah.
right? But people who don't own them that want one, they're going to become unaffordable, which is annoying. Because
the way
I'd love
cars
to
go.
own one, but I can't afford it already.
It's just the way cars go, isn't it?
It is.
Over here we've got
Right.
Mini.
This one is Josh's. Now you've met Josh on the channel. He owns a Civic Type R, right?
FN2, you know, the one that couldn't do a launch, you know. Check out that video, the previous videos, but yeah.
Now this has been off the road for 3 years, hasn't it, Tony?
Yes, he's been parked up. He's been parked up at his workplace. Then it got moved to his aunt's, and now he's having to move it down to our unit, which is why it's out today. We're having to shuffle a few cars around.
And I believe it's what? This was his first car, wasn't it?
Yes, I believe this was his first
It
car.
was his first ever car on the road.
And being a panel beater, he's done everything himself.
I know
so,
it failed its MOT about 2-3 years ago. And
yeah,
he
but he forgot that it was tax and MOT exempt.
That's exactly
So he
it.
didn't have to MOT it.
No,
so,
he didn't. And I mentioned this to him after because he went, "Oh, I've got the Mini MOT and it failed." And I went, "Why'd you get it MOT?" He said, "It's 40 years old. It's exempt. You don't need to." And he went, "What?"
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
All you have to do is apply for it or something.
You have to apply for historic status.
Yeah. But yeah, so you've got the Mini, that's quite a nice old car. Next to the Mini, we've got something you don't see anymore. The Mark 1 Renault Clio RSI.
Now I know this is right up your street.
It is
You
right
love
up my
it.
street. It's a French motor. I've got my Saxo. I do love the French motor. It's got the valve bonnet on it. It's a 1.88 valve. Very low mileage. I think it's around about 40,000 miles. I've just double check.
I think it's just hit the end.
40,000 miles on the clock. And I'll tell you something now. You do not see them about. I think there's about 5 or 6 left on the road. I think.
In this spec,
Yeah.
yes. Because this the 1.8, but it's an 8 valve,
Yeah.
which is quite rare because they were normally a 16 valve.
Yes, they are. It's got all the leather seats in it. But again, we won't go into it too much because we'll eventually get all the cars on the channel and do an individual review. So
This is mainly just for 90s and 2000s cars. Are they coming back into fashion, Tony? I think they are.
I think they are.
I think
But I think there's only one way to find out.
we're going to have to start
We're going to ask
asking
the
the
owners,
owners.
I think.
We're
So,
going to have to.
which car do we start
I think we should start with someone that we know, right? And I think we should start with Josh.
at? Okay.
Right,
Let's start
because he
with
likes
Josh.
his classic cars, so we'll start with someone who I think is going to be a bit biased,
Yeah.
because he likes his classic cars, and we'll move to people who own the slightly newer ones to see their opinion.
Okay, right,
Yeah?
okay, we'll call Josh over then.
Perfect.
Right, so we'll start with the Mini.
Yep.
We'll ignore that hiya, and we'll get Josh in the video. So, Josh, come over.
Come on in.
What's that?
Once
That
again.
in, wait. Right,
Hold on, we got
you want to hide the rust?
Here you go, look,
hold
here you
down
go.
I'll just sit
He
here,
just
hide
looked
the
like
rust.
he's just giving it
Yeah.
air ride.
Oh, mate.
Hey, we
Giving it air
ain't,
ride.
we ain't that chunky.
Right, so Josh,
Yeah.
you've got an older car.
Yeah.
Tell people why you bought an older car instead of a newer car, even though you've got a newer car.
They're
Because
just
this
better.
was your first car,
Just
wasn't
better in every
They
way.
are, aren't they?
Yeah, just better in every way, mate.
Well, I mean, if you have a look in the engine, mate,
Bits
you can
are
stand
easier
in
to
it.
get.
Yeah,
literally, mate. Yeah.
Here you go.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go, you're going to look at his little dishwasher.
You don't want to look too
You get to
close.
see the beautiful British Leyland, beautiful workmanship.
Ready? There you go. That's what
Oh, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, ignore all that.
Mate, to be fair, it's like I said earlier, it's been off the road for 3 years. You know, it's just been parked up because the clutch is going,
Yeah.
hasn't it?
Yeah.
But, how difficult is it to change a clutch on this?
It's peanuts, mate.
Exactly.
That's nothing.
I mean,
That's why I love it, because all the bits are there. It's so easy to work on, and yeah, that's all I can say. You take it to a classic car show.
Yeah.
Everyone loves them, innit? Everyone said, "Oh, that was my first car," and all that lot. So yeah,
and not just
Yeah,
that,
but you
but
still got your first car.
yeah.
that's very true. Where, I mean, what happened to your first car?
You don't talk about that.
My first car, I rolled 3.5
wrote it
times
off.
and it got scrapped.
I wrote it off. But anyway, right, so back to the whole
The whole
reason why we're
90s,
here, right?
2000s, I mean,
back
this
to
is
the reason why we think we're here.
Yeah,
Do you think older cars are coming back into fashion?
definitely.
Why?
100%.
Why?
I think it's just because of the whole tax exempt thing and MOTs, all that.
Yeah.
I just think for that reason, and everyone else is going electric. Every other car brand it's all shit, really.
I mean, older cars, I think they drive better as well. I think you can feel the drive of older
Oh,
cars.
definitely, yeah.
There's one. So
There's one.
person.
And I think that the main thing for you is that it's easy to work on. I mean, doing a clutch on this is probably what, about 8 bolts to hold the engine in and a few leads. Where
It's all shoehorned in there.
probably. Where if you went to go do a newer car,
I don't know,
you've
Dan
got
will
so
find
many
out, won't he?
electrics. Well,
Dan will find out, apparently.
Sorry,
you'll find
Dan,
out, Dan.
cameraman.
Find out what?
You're doing the clutch, apparently, mate.
Oh yeah.
Terribly sorry.
Here and there.
Apparently you're doing the clutch without knowing it, Dan.
Okay.
Just found out.
Challenge accepted.
There you go. See, we'll make a video like that and all.
But yeah, so he reckons they're coming back into fashion. Do you prefer your older cars, or do you prefer getting into your newer cars?
It's quite a tricky question, because
we were
For
talking
the-
about earlier, weren't we?
for the drive, I'd say an older car. 100%.
Right.
Just drives so much better. But like my newer cars, my 135, for the comfort.
What have you done now?
They found. No,
Wait, no,
hold on, Brad's here. They found them.
Yeah. Yeah, for
That's an
the
ambulance, it's fine.
for the
but no.
comfort and everything. Yeah, for all the leather seats and shit like that.
Yeah.
So basically, so what you're saying is the comfort your newer car,
Yeah, 100%.
the drive, and what about attention? Do you reckon the older one gets more attention than your newer
Oh,
one?
definitely.
So there you go.
Easy, yeah.
People think that older cars are chick magnets. They're really not. They're dad magnets. Every old dad loves a classic car.
All the brands love them.
What can
They
I
come
say?
up to you and go, "I had one of these when I was your age," and you go, "Fuck me, that was a long time ago."
But it's okay.
That was my first car and all that bollocks.
Yeah. Well, it was your first car, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
well, true.
But anyway, let's move on to the next car.
Yeah.
Which
Sounds
car
good.
should we do next?
Go on, Josh. You choose. Which one?
Josh, which car should we go to next, Josh?
It's got me my favourite car here, the Chaser.
Okay,
Yeah?
right. We're going over to the Chaser now. The Chaser. Right.
Yeah.
Question.
Yes.
Do you think older
Yes.
cars are coming back into fashion?
Yes.
Why?
Oh, because of the bollocks, aren't they?
They are.
I know, love it, isn't it? There's not many new cars. Hang on. I know my bald spot. There's not many cars now what are like manual, turbo,
Nah.
that laggy feel. It's just not the same.
Yeah.
They use all the new cars use a lot of newer turbo things, just instant boost, blah 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 blah.
They're
But no, just good fun.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? You feel everything, and I mean, this is so much more tunable compared to fucking like newer BMWs. Actually, I say that.
Depends what you're
No,
after.
you're wrong
though.
there.
Yeah,
You're wrong
like,
there, mate. They're
Because
new stuff.
technology's moved up with cars, which
Yeah.
means that the newer cars are actually more tunable because the technology's gone with the car.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is
and
true,
it's a lot
yeah.
harder to
Listen,
find
to be honest, mate, I
somebody.
can't even plug this into an OBD at the minute. So.
You know,
That's
so-
a good point.
yeah. But would you prefer an older car over a newer one?
It's two totally different things.
Yeah.
It's two. I can't agree. Yes, I do like an old car. Okay. Yes.
Yep.
But the newer cars are.
I think that
A different thing, mate. It's
So,
totally different.
would you say you're kind of similar to Josh? You prefer the newer car for like comfort and
Yeah,
things
that's
like
it, yeah.
that,
The newer
and
car's
you
better for
prefer the
comfort.
older car for driving factor.
Yeah, for good.
I think
Fashion.
Yeah.
Limit fashion.
the easiest difference between them is a newer car for a daily, driving to work and back, just something to jump in, turn on and go, right?
Yeah.
But for a Sunday driver, something that you want to go have fun and go see your mates, go to
something
shows
like,
and stuff like
something
that.
old.
This is
older.
something perfect.
Turbo manual rear and drive sideways. Yeah.
We don't talk about sideways. This is a perfectly legal channel, okay?
Yes, Tony.
Right, Brad. Which car should we do next? The Accord or the Scooby?
Let's do the Accord.
Let's do the
Accord,
Accord.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know Subarus.
Accord it is then. At the Civic Accord, we're going to call Ryan over. Right, Ryan, how you doing?
Very well, mate. How are you doing?
Good man. Right,
Yeah, not bad, boy.
Good, good.
do you want to ask a question this time?
Yeah, so what makes you buy an older car? A 90s car?
I mean, they've always appealed to me anyway, but they're just so much more fun, I think. So much more feel, you know.
I mean, personally to me, I prefer the styling of a 90s car.
Absolutely.
I don't know about yourself.
No, I
but
agree, yes, absolutely.
Especially as the one thing that I find is that when it comes to an older, especially Accord, when they were first brought out, people bought them, they were like, oh, sorry,
God,
my mistake.
Civic, mate.
Sorry, my mistake.
I was waiting for that to be corrected.
It's an aero deck.
It's a Civic Aero deck. Yeah.
Civic Aero
They'll
deck,
look the
so-
same, to be fair, so as well.
So when they were first brought out, they weren't really bought as much as the hatchbacks, were they?
Oh no, God no.
And not many were sold, and after a few years people looked at them and went, they look okay, newer cars have come out, but I think the styling's coming back. What do you think?
Like, yeah,
The
absolutely.
styling's definitely coming back.
It is, and I feel like estates are coming back. Older estates as well. I don't know about you guys.
The estates are coming back big time. I mean, out of all the cars here, this is the only estate.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. And what would you say, what makes you buy an older car to a newer one? As in daily driving, or which one would you prefer?
I mean, I have always had older cars.
Yeah.
Newer cars are alright. I mean, don't get me wrong, obviously you get the performance straight out of the box, I suppose you could say, but
Yeah.
there's so much more you can do with these, in my opinion. And
There
you,
is.
You can make them more personal, you know, you can put your stamp on it, as it were, you know.
I think that is the main difference between the two, is that the older cars have a personality.
They do,
I don't know about
absolutely,
I don't know about you, Tone. What
Yeah,
do you, what do
well,
you
I
think?
mean, again, I've always preferred my older cars. And as you said to me earlier, it's more character.
Absolutely.
You know, like, I think an older car kind of gives you your personality better than a newer car, I think. Because you can personalise them a lot better and a lot easier.
Yeah.
So it tells your story a bit better than it does a newer car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as far as you owning an older car,
Yeah.
obviously you prefer an older car over a newer car. Do you think that older cars will be around for as long as, say, the Banham? Do you reckon they'll still be going ahead?
But what was that, Banham?
So obviously they're stopping the sale.
Oh,
of
Banham. Oh, I see. Sorry, I see what you mean.
petrol
Yes,
and
yeah.
diesel. So
I think people will always love them.
yeah.
I think as they get older, they'll become more of a sort of collector's market, I suppose. I mean, people like us will still have them, but I don't think they'll ever.
I think that the main thing for the Civic as well being an aero deck is because it's got the aero deck name and the shape. I think they are going to be a hell of a lot more collectible than the Civic and the hatchbacks.
Well, yeah, they're more few and far between, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
And like the MB, like the saloon version of this,
yeah,
you know, they might be popular with your grandma and things like that, but
yeah.
the aero deck is definitely the better looking.
It's the better looking one.
Out
I
of
think
the
it's the more sought after. Definitely.
Yeah, out of this shape. I mean, obviously you got all the EK hatches, and they're like the, you know,
Everyone likes an
the
EK.
dogs. Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody loves them. But,
I feel
yeah.
like I should step in here because I'm just talking about Japanese cars.
Japanese cars are the
terribly
best.
sorry.
Right. Anyway,
What? Who said that?
I would say we'll let you pick the next car, but it's the last car, and I think it's because don't know. Do people not like a Scooby?
Oh, everyone loves this.
I think they're a bit like Marmite.
Yeah, probably ain't gonna. So
But
what we'll
definitely
do?
not a recurring joke or anything.
No,
So we'll move over to this Subaru. Thanks for
that's all
walking
right.
with us.
Thank you for talking
All
to
right,
me.
thank you
Cheers,
very
man.
much.
Thank you. And yeah, but he's very nervous, so it's very fun. So
Oh,
I'm going to enjoy it so much.
2-litre Subaru next. So let's call Tim over. Right,
on
Tim,
in,
how you
my
doing?
friend.
Yeah, good. Good man, good man.
Lovely
Right,
to see you today.
Tim, question. Why do you pick to buy an older car?
Well, I actually had a 2013 86,
Yeah.
and I traded it in for this really. So the main reason was just It's got turbo for a start.
Yeah,
It's got more character,
yeah.
and it's got a bigger aftermarket support around it, really.
So you had an 86 traded in for this.
Yeah.
How much hate did you get?
Actually, everyone was like, "Yeah, I like this more than the 86."
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's the opposite.
the only downside is got the head gasket, obviously. Being a
That
Subaru.
only happens when other things go wrong and people don't notice.
Yeah. But do you think older cars are coming back into fashion?
Definitely, yeah.
Do you reckon that more and more younger people are choosing to buy an older car instead of a newer car?
I think so. One's like affordability, but also it's just got to do with like they just look better, I think.
Yeah.
They're a bit more in that sense.
I mean, all newer cars are the same, in my eyes.
Yeah, it's just robot vomit, isn't it?
Yeah. It is, literally.
I think the thing for me is that all the newer cars are very common, where when you buy an older car, people have owned them for years and they've kind of got a community around them, where newer cars, they don't really have a community.
Well,
They do,
Yeah,
but nowhere
yeah.
near as big.
But
right? The Subaru community is massive, right? And I always put it down to Subarus like Marmite. You either love them or you hate them.
that's it. Yeah.
And to be fair, I don't know where I sit on that, because I think they're lovely looking cars, but it's always that rumour of head gasket that ruins the idea of owning one. But I know they're not as bad as everyone thinks.
No, it is like a misconception. It's
Yeah.
like, I don't know, if your radiator's gone, it upsets the head gasket, and then that creeps up a year or two later.
Yeah, it's one of them where it's like a chain of events.
Yeah.
But the aftermarket support on older cars are so much better than newer cars. So much better. Apart from, unless you own a Mark 7 Fiesta, a Golf or anything like that, the aftermarket community there is massive. But we don't like half of them people because they're yobbos.
And they all do the same thing.
They all do the same thing. You go to a car show and half of them are all the same car. Ain't gonna lie to you.
Do you prefer driving this to your 86?
Yeah, 100%.
Even on a
because-
daily basis.
I don't drive it daily.
You don't drive
This is
it
the
daily?
This is the weekend.
What do you drive daily?
2000 Fiat Punto.
Oh!
So again, it's an old one.
Yeah.
That's a Mark II.
Mark II.
Mark
I
II,
got
yeah.
it for the grand price of £0.
Oh, mate, we love that.
Yeah,
we love that.
cost me £100 to get going, MOT, everything.
Oh,
So,
okay.
£100.
Yes.
Yeah.
To be fair, I haven't seen a Punto in a while.
Yeah.
I haven't either.
Apart from the Punto Grande, which are the
Yeah.
newer ones.
I mean, when I got it, it was only on 22,000 miles.
You
Yeah.
got it for free. You
Got it for
got
free.
£100 to get back
Yeah.
on the road.
I want to
I
know
thought
who
I'd
owned
buy
that
that
before.
It was,
I
it was
thought
an
I'd
old
get
guy in Hassocks,
Oh, really?
and I was at a Fiat dealer at the time, and he got traded in, and I had the 86, and I thought, oh, that'd be a sick daily, because it was same
Yeah.
as my first car. I said to the boss, well, how much do you want for it? And it's like, well, it's not worth, it's only going to go scrap, so you can have it for
Oh, mate,
Right.
sweet
And I was,
as.
I looked over it, I was like, yeah, I'll have it, and he was like, well, if you want it, forget the £100, just have it.
Fair play.
I was like,
Fair
yes.
play. Right, we're letting it on.
Yeah.
Right, cheers for speaking to us.
Nice one, thanks, Ernest.
Right.
Yes, thank you very much, my
No
friend.
worries, thank you.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I think that's said it time. Eh?
Well, it has said it, but there is one thing.
What's that?
A T-Sport arrived while we were doing the videos.
That's very true.
A
We can have a
Toyota
little
T-Sport.
look.
Let's go and have a quick look at it.
Let's have a little look around it now.
It is owned by the cameraman's girlfriend.
Yes, I was going to say, Dan would know this car quite well because he's owned a few of them himself and he does like them.
It is your car. Hang on a minute.
It's dirty.
It's fine, don't worry about it.
It's
Okay,
cleaner
so
than
look
mine.
It's fine, we won't go on the inside. But yeah, the little T-Sport again, they're actually surprisingly good first cars.
They are.
They're quite cheap,
Yes.
cheap to insure, cheap to fix as well. Dan's had two of them, I think you haven't, you Dan? You had the black one and the blue one, wasn't it?
No, I've had the same colour as this, and I've had a blue one, so yeah, two.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
But I mean, again,
They're nice little cars, and Dan, on a scale of 1 to 10, how good do they handle?
Oh, they actually handle pretty good, yeah. You know, for a 1.5.
like seriously, a T-Sport Yaris is hard to get nowadays, you know what I mean?
They are.
I mean, it's a bit rough around the edges, but it's a first car, isn't it?
Not just that, but it's one of them styles that hasn't gone out of fashion.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, like, when you walk around the front, you know, Dan will go that side, but I mean, it just keeps up with the day, I think.
It does.
Ignore the scuff, and you know we just polish over that.
Hold on.
Does that look
Fixed.
better? Does that look better? But no, it's so good.
Yeah, man. And I think seeing all the people here today and talking to them all,
Yeah.
in our eyes, it's answered the question: are 90s and 2000s cars coming back into fashion?
Yes.
I think yes. Yeah.
I think they are.
But there's one person that we haven't asked.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
You.
I suppose I better take the camera off him and so like, right, watch this. Right.
Cameraman Dan. Do
Yeah,
you think they're coming back into fashion?
I would say they are.
Yeah.
You know, because you can guarantee, you know, if you go into the shops, go into work, go out in the car, anywhere, you're guaranteed to see pre-2005 car easily.
Yeah,
around.
yeah. You see them a lot more nowadays than you did a few years ago, especially with the scrappage scheme. It's kind of quietened down a lot more from what it used to be.
Yeah.
I mean, thousands of cars are now being scrapped, especially early 2000s ones. And it's a shame that they've all been scrapped, but it's made them all that bit rarer. So to see them a lot more often, I think they are coming back into fashion.
Yeah, I certainly think that way.
And yeah, there is one last person that we haven't asked, which is you, viewer. Right? Let us know in the comments, do you think they're coming back into fashion? I think they are. Dan thinks they are. Everyone that we've asked thinks they are. So, yeah, we'll wait and see.
Right. I think we'll pass the camera back over to the cameraman and we'll have a little bit of an outro thing.
Yeah, man.
So, as you can see, some of the cars have left, but I think it answers the question for today.
I think it
Now,
does.
pretty much everyone here, yes, okay, they're all driving older cars, but they agree that older cars are making a comeback.
They are.
And my heart will always be with older cars. I know your heart will always be with a Volvo, but
Always.
you know, but I mean, as far as that's concerned, though, it's quite a good day, quite a good turnout.
Mate, it was a lovely day, and I
Um,
think in the future we should start getting more, and slowly and surely we'll get more cars in, and it will prove the question that they are coming back.
Okay, well, we'll leave it at that for now.
Sounds good.
Next week we've got a 330 brake horsepower Corsa VXR on the channel. So don't forget to drop us a like, drop us a subscribe, and check that video out when it's done.
And we'll see you later.
Which-